Update 3 on what is now Super Typhoon Hagupit, Philippine name Ruby, and what a storm it is already, with winds of 180 miles per hour and a pressure of around 907 millibars. Its position is 9.8 degrees north, 133.9 degrees east as of 2 a.m. UTC on December the 4th. Already a Category 5 Super Typhoon, and could even intensify further, rivaling the intensity of Typhoon Haiyan last year, and could even strike the same area that Haiyan struck last year as well. The track forecast is somewhat uncertain at this time. There looks like to be two scenarios, one of which being very, very similar indeed to the one of Typhoon Haiyan, and the other one for a slightly more northward track. But it appears at this stage that the storm will be possibly a super typhoon by the time it does reach the Philippines. The areas that we're looking at then, the area around Tacloban there was where Typhoon Haiyan hit last November on the islands of Leyte and Samar. The storm could strike there. That's scenario A. Scenario B is for a landfall further north on the island of Luzon, possibly affecting the southeastern part as well, moving overland before moving on to the rest of Luzon near the Manila area quite possibly as well, or for a curve out to sea later on. But we'll look at the models in a moment. Sea surface temperatures remain very warm, around 29 or 30 degrees Celsius, possibly just about, beginning to decrease ever so slightly, but warmer waters on the other side of the Philippines as well, which could mean that the storm could reattain some strength on the other side if it does go that far. Wind shear remains low as well up to the mid-latitudes there towards Taiwan. For the time being, up to around 20 degrees north, it's looking good for the storm, and dry air is also up towards the north and east as well. But around the storm itself, it's not looking too bad in terms of water vapor either, which means that the storm could intensify further before a potential landfall in the Philippines. So the computer models and the CMC predicts a bit of a stall before the storm moves inland over the Visayas region and then on to the South China Sea, a similar track to Haiyan last year, Philippine name Yolanda of course, and then moving on to Vietnam. The GFS model takes the storm further north and has been doing so for some time. Moving it towards the north, recurving out to sea, possibly not even making a landfall, but definitely affecting the area before stalling and then possibly turning back into the Philippines as a weaker system. At the latest satellite imagery then, you can see how the storm's been developing. The island towards the south there is Palau. Yap is far towards the east there. That was affected by the storm earlier today, but the storm is clearing those areas now and is now moving on towards the Philippines. Spiral bands associated with Hagupit is now moving towards the eastern parts of the Visayas region and will probably arrive in around 6 hours time or so, maybe a little bit later than that, and before the central core arrives in a few days time. The movement is expected to begin to slow down, so it could may only reach the Philippines, the centre of the storm, in around 4 or 5 days time, of course, if it does so at all. There's still some uncertainty about that track, it has to be stressed, but the intensity certainly seems very high indeed. As of December the 4th at 2 a.m. UTC, nothing going on in the west. It's still all in the east. Invest 99S with a medium chance of development in the southern Indian Ocean, and of course Typhoon Hagupit, the joint 30th strongest typhoon ever, and 3 of those become 180 mile per hour typhoons this year. 26 have become Category 3 storms with winds of 115 miles per hour and above. 44 Category 1 hurricanes or their equivalents, and 77 tropical storms have formed so far this year in 2014 around the world, just one below the 4 above it in 2010, 11, 99 and 95. You can visit Force 13 on any of its 6 outlets. The website force13.com is the main place to stay up to date for all the developments storm-wise. That includes this storm indeed. Of course, the video pages will be doing at least 12 hourly updates on this storm now. YouTube and Dailymotion, search Force 13. And of course, the social pages will have even more quickfire updates. Search Force 13 there on Facebook and Twitter at Force 13. And you can speak to me personally on Skype at Full13 on there for Tropical Weather Chat. The upload schedule, there will be the next update at 2 p.m. UTC December the 4th, then an update at 8 p.m, 2 a.m. the next day, and 2 p.m. on December the 5th as well. That's all for now.